Hello and welcome back. It's about 2 weeks since I got around to making a video. So last weekend I sort of got to grips with trying to put some of these signals in. So I've been planning to put them in for quite some time. A lot of the base wiring's already in underneath the board to hook up with the relays and so on, but just getting the time to do it. So I've got a couple of signals in there, and what else we've got around here. Let's just whiz around here. So I've got one there as well. So I've wired these up purely to show whether they're curved or straight. So curved track, they show red. Straight track, sorry, I'll say that again. Straight track, they show green. So let's have a look. Actually, I'm planning to put some in here. I've got a few on the bench over there. We'll go and have a look at in a moment. And I've got a couple more standing in over here, which I haven't got wired up yet. So I think it seems I like running the trains around the track this way, just purely for, toy trains and the smile factor of lights changing colour when you throw points. We're going to install them like that. So these signals, colour light signal sets, or colour light signals, they came along 1962, and there we got RT.405 colour light signal set. Consists of 2-aspect colour light signal and an RT46 lever frame in yellow with leads, and operates from 15 volts. So I've got these are all converted to LEDs, the ones I've got. So they were new this year. So just have a look at this picture. So we've got some automatic train control here with which would work with a sort of a relay, which you could probably hook them up with that as well. And I just noticed in here, just looking in here, we've got a mixture of buildings. We've got the old sort of ones that go with the Series 3 track, and we're beginning to get the newer style buildings in there, the sort of modern signal box and that sort of modern style engine shed. So this is the 62 catalogue, and they've got their refreshment kiosk. So I do have one of those, but strangely we've not got it on the railway at the moment. But again, I do have some other signals we could stand around on the railway, and buried in a box somewhere I do have a good handful of these, and the earlier ones which are metal, but again haven't come across those yet. I've got a good idea that they're sort of buried in this corner under here in that lot somewhere, so I've got to get them in there, as well as some 3D printed platforms that I'd made in lockdown in this, like this. So they're Hornby 00 style platforms in grey, and I was always going to paint them up with a white edge to use with the Trying Hornby variant of this, but again, as lockdown came to an end and work and life resumed, they got bundled in a box and never used them again. So somebody did remind me that I could use sort of a different style of platform in there, perhaps to put another one in there. We'll see what that looks like when we get around to it. There's just always so many other things to get going. Let's have a quick look at a couple of other things in this catalogue. The signal isn't quite like that. That looks like it might be a 3-aspect signal, that one. So let's just turn that over there. We've got a Terence Cuneo image on the front here. Now I believe the mouse is tucked down in here again. I'll get a scan of that and we'll get it up large at the end of the video. Again, it's going to, I don't know how close we'll get in there. You'll just get the dot makeup of it. It's very, very tiny. But I think this image was painted or illustrated in 1960 by the look of it there. But quite a stunning image. So just open up the catalogue here and have a look, because it describes the scene in the image here. So I'll let you have a look over that. There's that great book as well. We looked at that some time ago. The illustration on the front cover of this catalogue has been specially painted for Trying Railways by celebrated artist Terence Cuneo. The pictures of a rebuilt Merchant Navy class locomotive, Lamputton Holt Line, hope I've pronounced that correctly, at Nine Elms Depot, being prepared for the day's work. I believe there is a passage in this book about weathering of locomotives by Terence Cuneo and how he gets on with it. And then you've got dirt there, so I have to dig that one out and just have a quick look. Let's see what he says about it here. So dirt is an unfortunate characteristic of steam engines and toy trains. Terence Cuneo, who painted the cover picture of this catalogue, decided to make one of our locomotives look more realistic. So he painted on the dirt. Here is the result. A description of how he did it will be in Trying Railways the first 10 years. So I haven't got this book to hand today, but we will get that one out. So I believe there was a set where there was a weathered locomotive in it, a little 3F tank locomotive. But I don't think it would have been done by Terence himself. I think there would have been a factory effort. So some amazing stuff in this catalogue, lovely images. So we've got smoke. We'll just have a quick whiz through it because it is such an impressive catalogue. Really, really lovely looking items. Electra. Well, it's not an Electra, I'll call it an Electra, but it's an EM2. And we've got the new coaches coming along here. So solid axle boxes. So scale length coaches. Close fitting windows. I don't think they ever got to the close fitting windows. I think that might have been abandoned potentially. So I think they just have a strip stuck in behind in the end. But not close fitting windows like this. This is rather special on there. And that's a lovely image there. All of those showing how those coaches can be made up. Seating units. Great set of wagons. Rocket launcher. I did come across one of these the other day. I should get it out. I haven't had one of those on the railway for absolutely ages. So we've got the Series 3 here, and then we've got the newly introduced Super 4 here. So an exciting year in the catalogue, 1962. Now we have the catalogue. We've got the catenary there. Let's go in a little bit closer here. Yeah, so I ran into trouble on the corners with the catenary. When I had that station on the System 6, I had it running into the corner and around. And yeah, it didn't quite do what I thought it was going to do. It was difficult. Let's just see if we can see the colour light signal on here. So we've got 1st January 1962 there. So I thought I had another copy of this with a photocopy of this slightly larger to look at. I'm just going to have a look through here. Operating accessories. Have we got that in there? Colour light signal set. It just says summer. RT.405 colour light signal set coming along in the summer. So yeah. So I've mislaid the catalogue. I've also mislaid the 1974 catalogue. I tend to keep them in these envelopes, but the 74 catalogue envelope is empty. That's lying around. It'll have got put between a box somewhere, I imagine, by accident. So I got all of these things out to do the wiring, and I never did get back round to tidying up. So it'll turn up. These things do. Actually, there's a roll of wire like that, the finer one down there in black, which I lost, I think, late last year. Still hasn't shown up, so I'm using the slightly heavier grade for the blacks where I need it. So they tend to the longer run of the black wires. And Hiawatha type locomotive there. So TC Pacific named Hiawatha at this point. Lovely item. I've got some of these bridges, but I never found out how to get them into the railway yet. So maybe next railway we'll get those in. And I think it's getting time to have a few of these TC items on the railway in a very short space of time. We'll try and clear these things away in the coming weeks. But I think now I've got into playing with the signals. We'll get a few more of those on the railway before we get into that. So it's quite really nice illustrations here. So coal unloading set. The river bridge, I've got one of those tucked away as well. And Hiawatha storming across the bridge there, and the switcher underneath. Lovely rubber buildings, on the lookout for trees. And then we're back at the signals. Let's just, yeah, here we go. This is quite a nice page. Got some lovely, lovely items there. Hard to get, I imagine. We've got the primary series. Look, there's a little child here opening this set. So that's a happy birthday from Dad. Great stuff. So let's close that. Ooh, look, track geometry on the back. That's quite lovely, isn't it? So let's switch a couple of points and see if we can run something else on the railway. So I'm going to seal that Oliver Cromwell into the sidings here, not the sidings, the station. So let's see if we can see the light change on the signal when I change the point. So let's go for that one. There we've gone red, and then I want to go for this one here so we can run something back around there. So we go curved there. So we just need the point at the other end of the station, which I don't have a signal associated with it at the moment. Sorry, I'm not pointing, I'm looking in the wrong direction. So the point behind the Pullman coach there, we'll just make that one wrong switch altogether. We'll make that one go curved. I'm going to have to turn around and look why I keep grabbing hold of the wrong switch here. This is the one I'm after. I kept confidently thinking I had my hand on that one, but obviously not. There we go. We've got that now, and then we'll get this diesel shunter. We've got this short rake of wagons here. I think one of those is one I made up out of parts. So let's grab the switch here. So we want to throw that one. So make that curved. And now ideally this will run out of the siding. Oh, I got one here as well. So I forgot about this one. We're not going to go through there at the moment, so let's just have a look at that. So we've got grab hold of the switch. So we make that one go curved and straight. So yeah, very toy-like, and that's the effect. So I don't know whether I have enough signals to do every point on the railway, but I'll do a few of them, the ones that I use more often. So let's run that around here onto the outer line, and making lots of little sort of knocks and clicks as it goes over various points in the track. Through the tunnel. There we go. So I'm just going to stop that there for a second. We'll have a look over here. So I'm planning to put one in there as well. So we just got that one stood in. So let's run ourselves further around the railway. Here we go. Now I've got one more point to play with, I think. This next one's good, but the one after that, I think I need to, gonna need to change. So it's not that one. I thought it was the one after that. It's this one, hiding behind the Albert Hall. So let's just change that one, otherwise we'll come crashing off there. And go around to that. So that's this one, so we want to go curved on there. And let's just run that back round. So slight damage on this model. And it was originally, this one was all painted up. I used the model strip sort of goo that comes in a pot to take it all off, and part of the emblem is still visible, but a tiny part of it's missing. Let's just stop that in the station. There we go. So I think we've seen this one before. I've had this on the railway for a long, long time. Top of the ladder there is broken. Let's just pinch that off for a second. Let's pop that down there. Lovely solid wheels on this. And I've redone the numbers, but the part of the totem or the logo, the BR line over the wheel is sort of missing there. You can see the slight whiteness in the plastic come from the model strip, but runs quite nice. So we'll pop that back on. Whoops. Have I knocked that wagon off? I think I knocked the station. There. So I think if we throw this other point here, let's take this up to the elevated station, see how we do with that. So if I can grab this one here, we'll stay looking at this. There we go. And let's run that up. So no magnet adhesion there, but just this handful of wagons. So I think we'll probably get a tiniest amount of wheel slip, but I think it's probably going to deal with it. Yeah, a little bit of wheel slip there. Not too drastic. So we'll bring this up to the station, and then we'll jump the other side and just have a look at a couple of the items on the bench there. So railway really is just a bit of a mess. Haven't managed to get much time with it once I'd started. There, we'll leave that there. So again, we've got tons of stuff on the floor, all over the place here. Cables. I'm still reusing wiring from the previous railway. So I'm going to change this one again here. So we'll make this one go curved, and then we'll go for that one there straight, and we'll go the one at the other end of the station, which I'm not going to swing the camera around. I've just got one of these hooked up on the bench so we can have a quick look at it. So I have converted this to the LEDs. I had these on the Super 4 railway, and a handful of them just transferred over onto the System 6. But I do have a few more items to convert. We'll have a look at those in a second. But we just got the yellow switch set up. I've got two of them stuck together here, so I didn't want to separate them. I just got the wires in there like that. And I'm just taking the feed off the controller over here at the moment. So see if we can get all of this in shot. So we change from one to the other, but obviously I've got those hooked up to those relays that we've been using on the railway for all sorts of things. So there we go. So then we'll just run with that. I think that's quite good fun. So there's also, with the Super 4, there was the R.263. I'll put an insert picture there in the corner of the screen. The switch which would go on the Super 4 points to change the colour light signals as the points through. So I had those on the Super 4. So I don't have one to hand at the moment, but here's the instructions there. So you can see it would just clip onto the point and be operated by the point motor, and you've got this sort of basic switch mechanism here, which was quite interesting. So I managed to get those to work. They're quite optimistic, and you really do need the CDU, the capacitive discharge unit, to make the whole thing work. So we've got some sort of layouts for where you could place the signals. I can't remember exactly which one of these I had set up with on the Super 4, but I had several of them up running, which was quite good fun. And that is, after all, this is just fun, this stuff. So if I can grab one of those, if I come across one of those when I put the camera down next, we'll see if we can have a look. But I suspect they're all tucked in a box where they're difficult to get at. But they're only made for a short period of time. R263, and they were 263L or 263R, 66 to 67. So very, 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 very short time. So I do have a handful of these in boxes, though they're not quite in their original condition once you get them on the inside. So RT.405 colour light signal set. So these were made sort of 62 to 69, and then they were sort of renamed R.405M for to go with System 6 as that came along at that period. So there's one like that. So a sort of paper sticker on the end of the box, effects of tape and stuff. So definitely trying Hornby. That's also a trying Hornby. These could be used for the TT range as well. So if I just pull this one out of the box here, so these have been stripped off a layout in the past, I suspect. So let's just pull that out of there, There we've got a switch, another switch in there. So another, what was that, RT.46046? I can't remember now. Let's put that to one side. So yeah, these have just been cut out of a layout by the looks of it. A lot of the ones I've got have been just stripped out of the layout there and stuffed back into boxes. So they've got these tiny little light bulbs in, some of which work and some don't, and I think they burn out quite quickly. And you've got this basic sort of wiring system in the bottom here. So you get the red cable in there, the green one in there, and the black to here. So the one that goes black just makes contact with the post. So you just have the red and the green cable running up there. So I've converted some of these quite successfully. I think I've got a video where I've showed a way of converting these, and I think there's many other ways of doing it, but this is the way I've chosen. And that would clip into the Super 4 track. So the System 6 one must have been sort of made slimmer to go in the new sort of rail type. And a lot of these are snapped off as well. I've made some 3D printed bases for these. Let's see if we can grab hold of them. There's one. It's all in bits, waiting to be renovated. Let's pop that over there. So again, those ones aren't in bits, but they've got bulbs. Some bulbs working, some not. So they're going to get changed over to the little LEDs I'm using. So let's see if we can get those. Strangely, I didn't pick up a green one there. Well, the green ones are in a bag, that's why. So we've got these little LEDs, so we'll just fit those in. So it's fiddly, but I think they're going to be far more practical. I know I was going to go into this box for something, I can't remember what it was. These are the little bulbs. I've saved all the ones I've taken out, and again, some of these are working, and some of them are completely dead, but they're such tiny little things. So the manufacturing process for these must have been really quite something. So I know what I was looking for. It was the 3D printed base. So I've printed these 3D printed bases just with a little paint I've put on for the red and green side. So then we can put them on like that, and then just use a single screw or track pin and hold them down on the baseboard. So I think that works quite nicely. But yeah, we've got a few other sort of bits and pieces, and the main problem with them is, I find it's the back of them here. There's this one. Yeah, I mean, you can see the little screw, and there's a little fibre board there, and this cracks, it breaks away. Even sometimes they're already broken, so people do them up to make the contact better. And in the end, if you tighten them up so much, they just crack, and you can't get too much pressure on them. So I've found that turning these into LEDs. Actually, this one I was mistaken. I've already converted this one to LED. So yeah, I have got some here. Yeah, these ones. I'm losing track of what I've got here. So I do apologise if I said I was going to do something else and I've completely forgotten to do it. So yeah, there you've got the tiny little bulbs in there. So lovely little metal ladder. So sometimes the ladders are missing. I found some other bits of ladder I've made some replacements for. I can't remember where these came from. They came out of a rummage box somewhere, but I can't remember where and when I found those. So this one with for the System 6 has got a really lovely sort of price on it there. So decimal and then pounds, shilling and pence, or D. Home and Hobby Stores, 144 North Street, Romford, and that may be a telephone number. I don't think Romford would have had a postcode like that. So 44508. So this one's sort of in fairly original condition. It does have the sort of tissue and the instructions. I'm not going to pull. Let's pull the instructions out and have a look at the instructions. So let's have a look in the other end of the box. So there, the feet have been snapped off that, I think. So yeah, let's pop that down there and have a look at the instructions. And then I think we'll just get back on the railway, do a little bit of running, and we'll probably call it a day there. But we've got the signal gantry. And then you've got the instructions how to wire the thing up. When I turned the camera off, I remembered I was going to look for these little fibre things which come on the back, and I said they break. There's one there, so it's snapped in half. When people do the screws up too tightly in the back of them, they just snap in an effort to get a better contact. So you get that little screw holding those fibre boards. There's some that haven't broken, which I'm saving for another day, but there's another broken one. So very often they're broken or very bent, and you just can't get the contact. Let's see if we can pick this one up and have a look. So we're going to get some focus there. There's the contact on the back of it. Ooh, yeah, there we got some focus. Yeah, so I almost completely forgot why I was going into that box. But yeah, lots of bits and pieces. I've got some bases there, and I've got, yeah, that's the bits from a colour light signal gantry. I bought a dead one, or I think I showed it before, so with lots of pieces, and managed to rewire another one. Let's get ourselves back over here. Just have a glance in this box here. So I've got the yard lamps as well. So I've got a whole bunch of those, had lots of those on the Super 4 railway. So they're all ready to go, just deciding where to put those in. So let me have a look here, colour light. So all of these have been stripped off. The another railway at some point. Let's see if I can find one of those switches. I thought I had another switch to hand here. Maybe not. So there's some other early Triangle Railways metal signals, so we could stand some of those on the railway in the coming weeks. They would be quite nice. Excuse me while I fiddle in here with this. No. So we've got all sorts of good bits and pieces in here. There. Here we go. We got it. There's one. Actually, no, we haven't got it. These are parts of the yard lamps. These are the bases for the yard lamps, and again, I've renovated some of those, and those are the little contacts. Let's have one more go. So sorry, there's not a great deal of toy trains running in this video today. So let's have one more look in here, see if we can. I really should have done as that as well. These are the later Hornby Railways colour light signals. Quite a heavyweight looking item, so quite good fun. Great big bulbs in those. I think they were easier to maintain. I finally found one. It was more buried than I thought. So if you look at the diagram there, and then you look at the switch there, so very, very, very delicate. So the ones I made up and had on the Super 4 are still attached to the point, so that slides backwards and forwards as the point switch throws, and that changes the contact. So it simply changes the switch over. So very, very basic things, but I think a great deal of fun. But whether they were good for a child to play with or not, I don't know. It wouldn't have been for the living room carpet, this. Excuse my stomach making noises. So whilst we're at it, I thought I'd better get one of these out. So this is a gantry. Sadly, these gantries don't fit over really any of the double track situations I've got on the railways. You can see that's got a little bit of a bend in it, and that's still got its feet. So you've got to be very careful sort of plugging that into the railway. So this one's still got its original bulbs in there. So very, very pointy. Let's have a look down that side. It's coming right down there. You can see the tubing there where all the cabling is fed up to the lamps. Lovely picture on the box. I mean, that is just really quite a lovely item. Just the box in itself. So I can't remember the years that this ran, but I'll put those in the bottom of the screen. And the one I made up, I got a bag of bits and made this one up, and they're Hornby switches. They're a later one, so that's why they're sort of very bright yellow. And I sort of hardwired them. So this is converted to LEDs, and I got the cabling to run through those white tubes quite nicely. So we've got the LEDs in there, and that one works quite nicely. It is a little bit grubby, but you know, once it's on the railway, we don't really mind that. So there's a box for the switch, which can be used to change the colour light signals. So what number can we read? The number R263. I can't see whether that's a left or a right one, or whether it even denotes it. Let's have a look there, because when you do read through the instructions, what you find is you can change the contact around and make the switch work for left or right. There we go. So I think you can swap it around, point operated signals, so left or right. So you can just swap this contact around and make that work for either direction. And I thought we might as well have a look at a couple of these. These are the easiest ones to get out of a bag, so these are in need of renovation. That's an original bulb in there. I don't know whether that's working. This is missing its base. I've been sort of collecting these, keep buying these for 10 years. I've got quite a few of them. I think they're quite nice. I haven't got any in the railway. There's the sort of contact tab on the top there, and it's missing its cap. So I had sourced some of these replacement caps, and I haven't got around to 3D printing any. I've got a whole list of things I want to 3D print, but I want to upgrade my printer before I do any. And there is a box. So these came in sets of 2 or sets of 4. I can't remember what the catalogue number is for sets of 4, but that's quite a nice Trying Railways box. Lovely thick sellotape, and I have got one of those just hooked up with the LED conversion. Let's just have a look at that. So it's got the track clip, so you can just clip that onto the rail. I'm struggling to find the rail, and I put cool LEDs in these. And I think they work quite nicely. I had them on the station platforms and in the goods yard, and the word will escape me at the moment. The engine, on the approach to the engine sheds. So I thought they were quite good. Let's just turn that off there, and then I'm back on again. We can see the cool pool of light there. I thought that contrasted quite nicely with the warm light of the buildings I had. Yeah, we've got a couple of trains running now, so we'll just have a quick follow around with those. And I think that's probably all we're going to get done today. It's really difficult to film with such a mess on the floor like this. Let's have a look at that coming through the 00 station. And 2, I think I probably just need to put a few more things away and get some more stuff out to get a little bit more interest going. So whilst these are things of interest, I've been on the railway for quite some time, and it'd be quite nice to look at some different things. I think I was really looking forward to getting some transcontinental items out. Let's just follow that through there. And crashed over the Diamond Crossing. Storming through there. And Dorchester making light work of those coaches. Let's see if we can come over here without tripping over anything on the floor. Yeah, it doesn't like that Diamond Crossing very much. So we'll just bring that to a stop in the station there. All good toy train fun. I think we'll catch this. Whoops, nearly got the box with my foot there. We'll catch this the next time around at the station. Coming around nice and smoothly. Makes a great noise on the rails, this. Such a heavy model, all that metal bodywork. Definitely picks up some pace once it gets underway as well. There we go, all in the station. So let me just switch these points here. We'll just get that diesel shunter down, I think, just to finish off with. So we'll make that one curved there, and we'll make this one straight here, and then the one at the far end of the station, which we can't really see at the moment. Let's do that one there. So then let's give this some power. Am I going to turn this the correct direction? I am. And the magic of everything else stays still. So I think I am going to get some colour light signals up there for when the points change there, and one section opens up and another section goes dead. I think that'll be quite interesting. One of the 3D printed parts I want to make will be just a holder, just to snap over the sidewalls to hold the signal. So let's just pop that gently to a stop there, just like that, and then we'll switch that point there, and we'll just return that back to the station on the inner line. Let's get that one curved, and then we'll run that back round there. Yeah, we've got all the wagons. Ooh, getting a bit shaky with the telephone. So, I just thought, since I was looking at so many things here today, we just do the telephone, so then we can get up nice and close to stuff. Let's see if we can throw this. We'll make this one straight. I think we need a colour light signal on this one as well. There we go. And we'll bring that back round to the station. So I do love that brake van. Quite an early one, very bendy when you look close. Definitely acetate at play in there. Ooh. There we go. I know why I got that torch out now. And it wasn't to derail the wagon. Let's see if we can make this better. Let's just have a quick look at some of the cabling underneath the board. Let's see if we can continue with that now. And there we go. I think I said I've got some red buildings coming. So, whoops. I was trying to put this down somewhere safe, and I've knocked the switch. And started the engine running again. Yeah, I've got a handful of red buildings coming, so we can distribute those canopies a little bit. And I've actually got one more canopy coming as well. Although I do have another one hiding in a box, which I can't find. So, let's have a look under here. So, whoops, wrong torch, so let's have a look up under there. So these little things, let's see if we can get a little bit further under. I apologise for the sound. So let's keep the light there. So these items, these are the relays. So these are just a couple of pounds each. A little bit of soldering with a few components. I think I've covered these in a video before. So that one's currently unused, so that's one side of a point which isn't being used at the moment. So that'll come into use. So I'll be able to do I'll be able to use one side of it for an indicator with the switch, and the other side of it for a colour light signal if I want to. And some of them I've used to supply power to the rails in various instances to get over some of the dodgy Series 3 connectivity in the point work. So that's sort of what it's looking like. Let's shine the light around a little bit under there like that and have a look. So tidies up a bit down there where we don't have quite so many points. But yeah, let's see if I can jump back up here. But we'll definitely see if we can have more running in next week's video. So we can get some of these things put away and tidy up and get these boxes back. So this is quite an interesting box. Let's have a quick look in the top of it. A few items in here. It'll be quite nice. So these sort of little wagons show up on the market quite a lot. I think we saw some of these. So I can't remember the dates off the top of my head. We'll just have a quick look over there. So I know people don't like looking at boxes and things, but we might as well have a look at a handful of them. So a couple of different variants of the hopper wagon there. The 3 container boxes seen better days, doesn't it? It gets very, very fragile. The cellophane used there, 3 container wagon. Is that R.340? For some reason I thought that was 540, but maybe I'm thinking of a different wagon. Yeah, 340 there. That one down there. Railways box. So sort of quite a dark brown one. There we go, there's a different one there. So what have we got? Refrigerator van. I think there's 2 refrigerator vans in there. The ends of the boxes are away, not holding the models in. That's why they're in a polythene bag. So there we've got two different colours. Triangle Hornby one and a Triangle Railways one. The position of the numbers in a slightly different place on there, isn't it? So same model number. It's all quite interesting. Mineral wagon, there's another one down there, look. Mineral wagon, horse box. So I thought we had another, yeah, we've got a horse box. This one's got white roof. Got one there with Mark II couplings with a grey roof over there. This one's got a plastic base, so the one on the railway is going to have a metal chassis on it. Our 1, 2, 3 horse box. Some more wagons there that will have parcels vans. They're in a dark blue. I love those. Haven't had those on the railway for quite some time. Price on a sticky label there as well. So we've got more of those. I think there's more of those down at the bottom of the box, perhaps. Yeah, so I've got a handful of those engineering wagons. There's one. Goods wagon. Is that in the correct box? Oh, 113. I think it is. I think that is. I'll put the relevant numbers with drop sides. Yeah, that is a drop-sided wagon, isn't it? Mark III couplings. All getting very, very waylaid here. Another container one. Brake van. That's a R6. No, it's not a 16. That's when it changed from R16 to the long wheelbase. R636 is that. So that'll be late 60s, that one, won't it? Is that a price on there as well? Sticky label. So I'm just creating a great deal of work here to put this lot away. 11A goods van. Intrigued to what that is. Is that a closed van? Let's have a look. I know that's got opening doors, hasn't it? This is late 60s. That turned into a bit of a fight, so I thought we'd better cut away from it. So it's got opening doors. It's quite a nice thing. I was sort of unfamiliar with the model number there, so it didn't suddenly ring a bell. I think I do have quite a handful of those. I think, again, I'll put the date in the bottom of the screen there. Let's have a look back in the box here. So, yeah, mineral wagon, cable drum. Yeah, no. There's an R18 with a cable drum. Running out of places to put these. I'm beginning to think this wasn't a great idea. Get rid of that little drill. The Western with a WR brake van, R124. That's an R16. There we go. Box has seen better days. Eastern region. Yeah, lovely thing. It's a cardboard inner in the box, look. The later ones have the plastic sort of moulded shells on the inside of the box. The early Triangle Railways ones have the sort of folded card to keep the wagons in place again. Plastics, sorry, the cellophane not in great use there. So, fish fan in a lovely sort of powdery blue. Or ice blue, is it? R14. Is it R10? Open wagon in a sort of bottle green. Excuse me, whizzing around like that. Handful of mineral wagons in here by the looks of it. So we've got the Great Western van in grey there. We won't get all of these out. So 2 of those. What's that? That's a Modelers Club. That will have come out of an Airfix kit, I think. So I did have a handful of Airfix kits. So there we go. Airfix construction kit. There's the logo there, Modelers Club. So quite a nice little thing. I know where the kits went, so that should have gone with the kits. I don't know how it's got in there. The kits came to me along with a handful of other things. So I'll pass them on to somebody else who who quite likes them. So R561 Triang container wagon. Yeah, so we've got, did we have one of those on the railway? I think I've put them away. We had an orange one, didn't we? A blank one, non-printed. And there's one that I've put a new sticker on the side. It didn't have the label on it, and I've made a 3D printed one. So a little bit lighter than an original. So what else? That's in the wagon. Blue Circle cement. We've got one of those Minex cars on a R17C flat wagon with car. Definitely seen better days, that box. Got a fish wagon in white there. It's very, very yellow, doesn't it? A grey roof. Again, that's a Triang Hornby box, but got the card insert, so probably reasonably early there. Definitely getting waylaid here. And yeah, Shell tank wagons there. What number are we there? R12. So we've got, these are the earlier, I think those are the earlier R12s, aren't they? And we've lost the red bit along the side. I got rid of the big lettering. I've got those little stickers on there. More fish fans. Could get a nice rake of fish fans going. Container wagons. More container wagons down at the bottom. I think that's engineering. What's that? Parcels van. There's blue parcels van. More engineering. I've got a lot of those engineering wagons. No, not all the way down. I've got another brake. The thing is, when you find these, sometimes they come bundled with a number together, and you know the deal is you buy all of them, so you end up with multiples. There we go, a mineral wagon. But I really think that's probably about it. But thanks for sticking with it. And sorry I haven't had the chance to get anything sort of really prepared, but I think I'm going to stick with perhaps trying to get some of these signals sorted, get a few more on, just renovate a few more. Maybe think about the getting a yard lamp or two in there as well. But thank you again for watching.